video is sponsored by G2A. Use cashback code DORON for 3% off on Warcraft products. Hello guys, this is Doron's Movies, and I'm guessing by now everyone had watched the mak'gora cinematic. Sylvanas easily dominated the duel and obviously held back a lot of her power, and by the end it was clear that she was on a whole different level. But how exactly did she get so powerful? So without further ado, let's get into the lore. Sylvanas, since the beginning, was a tragic, but also a very mysterious character. Ever since Warcraft 3, she was constantly swinging back and forth between good and evil, loyal and disloyal, but in Battle for Azeroth, that swing got smaller and smaller, and instead it was swinging between evil and really evil. We all knew that she was pretty powerful, but not many expected her to be this powerful and to deal with Saurfang, one of the greatest warriors of the Horde and the brother of Varok Saurfang, so easily. It was very obvious in the duel that she could have just crushed him with that one spell, but she at least attempted to make it honorable at the beginning. What is even crazier is that she is a ranger, so the bow and arrow are her strong suit as well as magic, and her dominating one of the best warriors on Azeroth in melee was pretty unexpected. So here are my theories and reasons why she got so strong. Since the beginning, Sylvanas was one of the most powerful elves as a ranger general, and when she became a banshee and then undead and broke free from Arthas, her power was still formidable. She managed to defeat the Dreadlords and even force one to work for her, for a time at least, which is incredible in itself as the Natrazim are very powerful demons, and Balazar and Varimatras were no ordinary Natrazim. Now, since Classic, around the time when the Forsaken joined the Horde, Sylvanas has constantly been on quests to either find vengeance or to gain more power. This was obvious in Northrend, then in her expanding the Forsaken forces in Cataclysm, then in the serious use of the Valkyr and even the imprisonment of Ayer and her workings with Helya. Also, Sylvanas was constantly working on some type of research to increase her power and the power of the Forsaken. So, throughout all this time, Sylvanas sought to increase her influence, which means that even on top of her pretty strong base, she became even stronger. However, here is a very good counterpoint. At the start of the Battle for Azeroth, Malfurion had dueled Sylvanas, and was it not for Saurfang, she would most likely have been defeated. It was very obvious that Malfurion had the upper hand in the duel. This means that somewhere between that point and what happened recently, she gained an immense amount of energy, which made her able to defeat Varok so easily. I would say that even at that point at the start of Azeroth, she could have done it, and there is no way that Varok could defeat Malfurion. I'm not saying Saurfang is as strong as Malfurion, because he only struck him in the back when he was not looking. Still, it is important to note that Malfurion is one of the strongest mortals around and is essentially on a demigod level. He definitely outmatched Sylvanas, although, in my opinion now, I would say it is possible that Sylvanas is on his level, if not even stronger. There are also other indications that the Dark Lady gained power suddenly, as everyone was very shocked at what she was able to accomplish after the duel. Even Jaina and Talisra, that are very well versed in all forms of magic, said that they have never seen that type of energy before and that they didn't even sense it permeating around Sylvanas. At this point, it is obvious that this is some sort of void energy, and it isn't even a secret, as after the duel, she says that she made a pact with Ashara and that her new ally will conquer the world, essentially implying N'Zoth. Seeing that he was freed, it is entirely possible that he imbued her with a lot more power than an old god could in the past, as they were in their imprisoned and weakened forms previously. Her ally Ashara, even 10,000 years ago, was said to have been stronger than Manroth and was the most powerful mage on Azeroth and an incredibly powerful entity overall. Of course, largely in part due to the Well of Eternity, but nonetheless, after spending 10 millennia serving the old gods and rebuilding her power, I would say that she is now incredibly strong. Now, let's not get too carried away. I'm not saying Saurfang could have defeated Sylvanas even many years in the past, but I'm almost certain that she would just not dominate so much. The duel would resemble something closer to the battle she had with Gan Greymane, where they were almost on equal footing. Also, in that duel, she wasn't really holding her power back as she was in this duel, because there was really no audience that would say this was honorable or dishonorable. Also, Saurfang is no easy target. He is said to be one of the finest warriors on Azeroth, and he has a ton of experience. He very easily dealt with the Forsaken Assassins recently in that cinematic with Troll, and these were most likely very elite rogues, and not just random undead minions. Still, Saurfang is old, and since he has no magic around him, that just means that he's weaker than what he was like in the past. After all, Varok is just a plain warrior and a very strong orc, and while incredibly skilled, he literally has no counter for this type of void magic or this type of superhuman undead ability. So ultimately, the conclusion is that Sylvanas was definitely enhanced, and while she was incredibly powerful, as far as we know there were no indications that she was this powerful. The way that she just flew away in that banshee form really seemed enhanced in my opinion, and a lot different than what you would expect from an elite level banshee. Also, the fact that someone specialized in ranged combat so easily defeated a very powerful warrior in melee is just crazy. The lore is kinda confirmed that N'Zoth is involved, but I honestly doubt that she just became another one of his servants. It is entirely possible that the Voidlords could finally be getting involved, or maybe the World Soul is finally getting corrupted by the Void and N'Zoth is finishing the job that he came here to do. If all of this is true, Sylvanas could be 10 times stronger than we can even imagine. Thank you for watching. Check out the video on whether the Void is evil or not by clicking on the screen, and also check out the second channel, Doran's Academy, for videos on real world history and science. See you next time.